Hi, I'm Pudge from Chaos TV. We're here at Chaos Farm to meet the Kernow Weather Team to have a little chat about some different things involving the weather, climate change, and I believe they're over at the vegetable patch. Let's go see if we can find them. I'm joined by the lovely Hannah and Dave. How are you doing, guys?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
How are you?
Doing good. It's lovely to meet you actually in the flesh for the first time rather than on chat or on video. Obviously, that's how we've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
We've got some lovely weather, of course, forecast by yourselves. I've come down on the bike. Thank you very much for that, guys, as well.
You're welcome.
We've got a lot of vegetables here that go to market. I mean, what have we got around us? We've got beetroot, I can see some lettuce. What else have we got around? I'm not very good. Carrots.
Onions.
Cabbage and kale and beans.
I've seen some massive onions down there. I wouldn't mind some of that for the kitchen
and
myself,
the red
I tell
ones
you.
look like tasty as well.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
Did you guys do any gardening at all?
I have a few tomatoes.
Oh,
Tomato
nice.
plants of various types. And what else have we
Chili
got? We've got
peppers.
chili peppers. And we've got
Normal peppers.
what was the other one we've got?
Yeah, we've got normal peppers, cherry tomatoes, chilies.
A bit of everything.
Yeah.
So a bit of, I was, you
Little
know,
bit.
I was in the Truro market yesterday actually, and they were selling some different
green
peppers, and they had some bird's eye chilies there as well. And they're talking how the sun, you know, has a lot to do with the hotter the chili, the more sun you need. But it was interesting to hear they're growing them around here now. Do you think, by any chance, that's climate change sort of coming into play? The fact that we can grow very hot chilies here now?
Yeah, I think it is. Our climate is definitely changing recently. We noticed our weather generally is warmer over the year. We're about 3 degrees warmer last year.
That's quite a lot. I mean, I've seen 24, 25 degrees already, and we're not even halfway through July yet. I mean, what's the weather to come?
Got quite some really warm weather. It could parts of North Cornwall could be touching the 30 degrees.
30. That was Spain only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, over the
absolutely
weekend
crazy.
should be nice.
Yeah, it should be really warm.
Well, I'll definitely be doing some more bike riding and gardening myself, but not so much growing, just more hacking down what's grown over the last few years.
It has all gone a bit mad with the sunshine that we've had, and then the rain and the wind and the it's all gone a bit.
I mean, even
chaos.
here at the farm, I mean, chaos, obviously, definitely the word. It's been only a few weeks, and it's just everything keeps overgrowing. You can't keep up with it, can you?
No,
Sometimes
it's just the weather. Like Hannah said, you get the rain, then you get the sun, then you get the rain.
Ideal. It's ideal growing
Perfect for it.
conditions.
perfect. Maybe I'll have to plant some stuff myself at home once it's all clear.
We've got a bit of beetroot here as well.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Plenty of
Very
it. Lovely job. Well, we're here now with the Chaos chickens, as you can hear and see. These chickens, I believe, have mostly been reared from eggs themselves here on the farm, if not all of them. And a lot of the eggs now that they lay go into the food boxes at Chaos and go on to
Absolutely
wherever's
amazing.
needed.
Absolutely.
I hear
Fantastic, and they're beautiful.
you guys have chickens as well.
Yes, I do. We have 4.5.
Wait,
Now I'll explain the half.
I'm a little worried about that part.
We have 4 chickens, 2 of which are new to us. They came on Father's Day as a gift.
Right. Okay. Interesting gift.
And the half is a very miniature chicken that we found running about on the road.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So
Which is intact. It's just very, very mini.
Oh, bless.
our son did call it Kevin,
Kevin. Okay.
but then we found out that Kevin lays eggs.
So, oh, blimey, we've got a bit of a turkey fight going on over there. We want to talk about
we
that.
found out that little Kevin lays eggs, didn't we?
Yeah, little Kevin he's laid a couple of eggs. She. She
Okay.
has laid a couple of eggs.
Kevin-
but our 2 new ones, they were at point of lay, but is when they start laying at about 4 months old. And they're laying really well now.
Okay, so Kevin
Lovely.
turned into a Carla, and you've got plenty of layers going on, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of an interesting choice, isn't it? Let's have a look at some more chickens down here. So what made you think about getting chickens in the first place?
My dad had land, and he had, not land, but a big garden. And he had chickens, and I always loved it. I love it. I'm just fascinated. I love animals. I've got, 2 dogs, 4 cats.
Lovely.
Fish, a big, nice fish pond, an African grey.
Oh, okay, lovely.
And
Yeah,
And the chickens.
Yeah.
Of course. We've got more chickens right here, looking a little, but these look like a very specific breed. I couldn't tell you much myself about them, but they look very interesting. I've never
Hoppery,
seen
aren't
them
they?
with...
I'm not very good with breeds, but
They're young and they're quite quick.
young. Yes, they look
I
quite
do
young.
like the colouring on these.
Yeah.
They're
They are
very dark
beautiful.
towards the back,
I like the
almost like
copper
a nice
colour.
brown,
Don't
almost
know
a
if
golden
it's a
brown.
rock, maybe a rocked. I couldn't say what breed name they are, but they're
It's-
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see the space they've got. It's lovely to know that they've been, reared from eggs, and the eggs that they lay that go
They're so
to
clean, and you can move them
people in
about
need.
onto.
Yeah, ours have got quite a big
different
run,
sections
haven't
of
they? Like,
Yeah.
As well.
Now, if we look over to the other side here,
Oh, what have we
different
got
type of
here?
feathery friends here, folks.
look.
Look at this big boy here, flipping heck. I'm glad there is a fence between us, I won't lie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him jumping up at me.
Cameraman beware, you have got main interest here.
Yeah.
Ever thought about getting a turkey?
No, I think a bit too noisy and a bit too big.
Yeah. If we had land,
And maybe
definitely.
aggressive. Yes, if we had land like this. then
Yeah.
yes, always
Yeah,
a
most
possibility.
definitely.
I'm
Absolutely
presuming that's a male and a female.
believe so, yeah. Absolutely lovely creatures. Look in
Yeah.
good health as well, don't they?
Size
Oh,
of these
yeah.
feathers.
Oh, fantastic. We've got more down here as well. We've got more chickens again on our right.
Oh, wow.
So much. It's
What a
nice to
beauty.
it is nice to see them with so much space.
Oh, it
you
is.
see a lot of people who've got them all
Cooped
crammed
up in a
in.
little, we've got they've got basically ours have got the run of the garden.
Oh, beautiful. And you get better eggs, don't you, when they're free range and you feed them right as well.
And
Oh, we've got some ducks here.
You have ducks
Very
too?
lovely.
Oh,
Hi, guys. How you
very
doing?
Sweet in their little pond.
They're going to come up for an interview. Hi, what do you do? Where do you come from? Quack.
I love that noise when they're dabbling
Yes.
in the water.
Now, if we could come around the edge here, I can see we've got, I think, is it
Some
more
young ones.
chickens? Is it chickens?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I've
some
seen
young
these ones
ones in
before.
here.
They've got like a little, almost like a tennis ball over their head.
I think there was quite a tiny baby in here I saw.
I saw a smaller one. I'm not sure.
It's just
Oh,
down
it's
there.
here.
Yeah.
It might
What is
be,
this?
don't know if it's a quail maybe.
Oh, blimey, tiny little one.
Mm.
Hey there, friend. Oh, no, I'm
It
scary,
might be a
apparently.
quail.
It could be a quail, young quail.
Oh, these are lovely, aren't
Very
they?
beautiful.
So this is what I thought Scruff was going to look like.
No.
Can I
One
just-
of our chickens we call Scruffy.
Right, okay.
And
She has a floppy bit on her head.
she was a hand reared, wasn't she, from an egg? We sort of
Yeah, we
had-
incubated her.
Bless.
She was the only female that came out of the incubation.
Oh,
that was
wow.
Female.
Oh, wow.
Because she's been hand reared, she thinks she can just come in the house and walk around the house.
Care for an
Yeah.
interview, friend? Strong silent type, clearly.
The other one's up for a chat.
Yeah, clear. So there we are. Chickens and turkeys, ducks, and possibly more that we just can't recognise. I don't know. But amazing stuff.
Beautiful.
So we've come now from feathered friends to more woolly friends in some lovely sheep. Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh, look.
No problem.
they're
So what do you guys
gorgeous.
think about sheep then?
I want one.
Yeah, I think Hannah would have one in the garden if she could. Oh, you've got to come here.
Oh, one scared off. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your meal,
This
mate.
one, look.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing, buddy? You interested? No. Got a friend now.
Oh, look at them.
Yeah.
And we got some friends. It's great.
Yeah.
So I hear these guys have been reared by hand from very
Yeah.
young age.
Oh.
Yeah, really tame as well.
Currently on a dry diet. I hear, because they're getting a little bit too like myself.
Yeah.
I breathe in.
But yeah, looking absolutely. I'm not sure what this chappie is doing with the hay on him, but
Camouflage.
yeah, camouflage.
Yeah, it's camouflage. Blending
Well,
in.
keeping the sun off. Trying to make
Indeed.
a straw hat, maybe.
Blending in.
Yeah.
That's
They're
it.
lovely though, absolutely lovely. I think we got 6 here in total, one sort of out of shot just behind, 1 male and 5 females.
He really are tame, isn't
I believe the male is therapy sheep.
he? Yeah.
And we've talked about therapy animals before on the Creature Feature show. We've got Chip the dog, who's a therapy dog. And as Nicola on the show has said before, pretty much any animal can be a therapy animal if, if trained right or right circumstances.
Oh, these really are so tame.
Must admit, I've not myself had much interaction with sheep before, and to feel the wool actually on,
It's really quite something, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got another one coming to
Thank you
you.
very much.
Me? Hello.
Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be ruining the diet at all, but oh, hello guys, how you doing? Mob, there we go. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Oh my goodness me.
Oh,
Is this going to be one of those YouTubes where I just get mobbed on the floor now?
Yeah.
Go on, everyone get your fill. Go on, get your fill.
It's like the other day and a little while ago coming from Gwyvion.
Anybody else want to go?
Do you want to have a go, Heather?
That one needs some.
Do you want some as well? Come here, there you go. Go on, have a little bit, there you go.
Hi.
They're strong, aren't they?
They are very strong. I'm losing my grip.
Hey. Hey guys.
There you go. Oh, no, I'm gone. It's yours. It's
it.
yours. Over to you.
Have it now.
That's it. All done. All gone.
Nearly.
These really are so
They eat like me.
They're so tame.
You can't eat me.
Hey, Finn. How you doing? You lovely.
I don't think I've ever
still
seen
got some
sheep so
more.
tame as these.
Who's not had any?
They are
You have
lovely.
some?
Yeah.
You're a bit greedy.
It's gone. It's all gone.
Welcome.
A bit like a household at feeding time, isn't it?
Yeah.
When they all rush into the
Got your nice
kitchen.
hat now.
Good point.
Right, shall we move on before these guys get a bit ravenous? Because I think they're still going to they're going to chase us out if we keep on with this. So let's rush off quickly, I think.
Oh, I really like these.
Okay, so here we are. We've come down to see the horses, which are slowly taking more and more attention to us. I see you've got a friend over there. So I've got here with me Jess, who you'll recognise as the Chaos Farm Guru, I believe is the official term. It's lovely to actually be down here rather than in the studio and watching from there. It got lovely weather for it. Could you tell us just, how do you remember all their names? That's one thing I always wonder is how you, oh my goodness me, I've asked a question about them and they're all coming in. So how do you do it?
So I've grown up with them really, so they're kind of like an extension to my family, I guess you could say. So we've got Doris that's just itching on me. We've got Hector and Edie, which I think this is Edie here and Hector's this side, the two ginger ninjas. We've got Foxy, which is next to Hannah and it's just having a bit of fuss. We've got Big Tilly the other side. We've got Trevor behind cameraman. Oh, yes. And we've got Flora and Oscar just kind of down that side with the two littlest ones, Smokey and Bandit, out by the gate. So yeah, they're just kind of like my family.
I love that, Smokey and Bandit. That's brilliant. So how's the weather been like for them? How are they dealing with like this heat that we've currently got? Because obviously we have the Kernow Weather Team here with us, and I believe, guys, you've mentioned it's going to be quite warm for quite some time.
A good 3 or 4 days, maybe longer, real high heat.
Yeah.
So how do the horses deal with this?
So the horses usually, what they do is they stand nose to tail. So they'll have one of the heads will be quite close to the other one's bottoms. So you can see here in the middle, there's Hector, which is next to the other two. And basically their tails, they use the tails to keep flies away. So Foxy's tail is swishing and it's keeping the flies away from Hector's face.
I see, because we've got sort of a similar situation here, and then if we look behind, we've got Smokey and Bandit. Just they've taken up the same pose as well now. I always wondered why they did that. It's quite interesting. Have you guys got any questions at all for?
So what do you do with them when you've got some bad weather coming in?
So when we've got bad weather, what we do is, depending on the temperature, then we'll either put rugs on them, so great big coats really.
Yeah.
If it's going to be really, really bad weather, then we'll actually bring them into the stable.
Yeah.
Although we only bring them in usually if it's kind of snow or onset, like not onset rain, frost, or it's kind of continual rain.
Yeah.
Just because, persistent. Yeah. So they get a little bit sore on their backs if they stay out.
Yeah.
These guys are out all year round really. It's better for their mental health if they are.
Yeah.
So we try to leave them in the field as much as possible.
Yeah.
Does
That's
thunderstorms
really good.
affect them?
No, it doesn't seem to. They don't particularly like it when it's lightning, but just the thunder they're not really worried about. I guess because here we've got the Dodman is quite close and they do gun testing from the Dodman. So
right.
I don't know what side of the military I'm guessing it is, but they definitely do gun testing there. So they have boom, boom quite regularly.
Yeah.
So the thunder doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
It's
I know we've got quite a few followers who've got horses.
Yeah.
And they often ask us whether they should be taking their horses in
I think
if the weather's going to be bad.
It was more when it was cold, wasn't it? When we had that cold spell.
The cold weather, and obviously. But one of our other team members usually answers about the animals because she's
Yeah.
more knowledgeable, isn't she?
I think it completely depends on the horse and what the
Yeah.
horse is doing, whether they're being ridden a lot, whether they've got sensitive skin.
Yeah.
There's so many different variables. So
Like humans.
yeah,
Just
exactly,
Like humans.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
might not like it, and you might hide up, and
yeah, exactly.
yeah, they're
Silly
beautiful horses.
Silly question. Can they get sunburnt?
Yes,
They can.
they can. Yes.
Yeah.
So this one, Doris, who's now walking away, she's got a white nose, and she actually does get sunburnt. So does Hector and Edie, and Foxy. So you can see on her bottom lip, she's got a pink lip.
Right.
She actually gets sunburn on her bottom lip.
Wow.
And I think you can see right on this bit here.
Oh, she's got a little bit of a sore.
She's got a little bit of a sore here on her white bit. I'm not sure whether that's actual sunburn or whether it's photosensitivity from St John's wort, which is a plant that's actually in this field. So
yeah.
she gets it there and also on kind of the backs of her feet, really.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Now, I remember from one of the last clips we've had of you on Chaos Radio, you were talking about there's been some kind of a hierarchy changing up. Can you tell us a bit more about that and who's to blame in here?
So the horse that was affected is Oscar, which is this guy back here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He was the previous kind of alpha. And Ted, who's actually not in this field, he's in a different field, was the one that challenged him.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Oscar came off a little bit worse for wear, and all the way down his left side he had a lot of cuts and scratches and grazes, really, which have now healed.
Oh, that's lovely.
So if you wanted to, we can go around and see them if you want.
I think that's a good idea. Let's go see how the recovery's going. Hey, fella. Hi. Hey, guys. They're very well behaved.
They are. So I don't know where cameraman is, but Alex saw him previously when we filmed. You can just see very, very faint scars here now, whereas he was completely covered in kind of black lines and the scars. They're just very, very faint now in places. Most of them have gone.
You can see they're recovering. He's recovering very well. It's lovely. It doesn't seem to be sensitive to it now at all. I say that as I touch him and he twitches. Bless him. You're all right, fella. Absolutely love. So yeah, absolutely lovely creatures these are. I've always loved horses, and I love the lovely different sizes you've got.
Hannah's disappearing.
I think we're going to make our escape shortly, so we don't get. Hello, friend. Right, yeah, that is my cue. I'm being whipped by a tail. Off we go.
They're beautiful.
They really are, aren't they?
So we've come out here to the cliffs. This lovely day that we've got here. I want to ask you a little bit more really about how the Kernow Weather Team came to be really, and a bit more about sort of like your running day to day and how we've got to where we are now.
We started over 5 years ago, and over 5 years ago, and we looked in on Facebook, and there was no real weather groups what covered just Cornwall. They'd done the whole southwest, but not just for Cornwall. So we started. It was on the 7th of February.
It was.
And it was one evening, we started, and it was just me and Hannah. We sat there and we thought, Crumman, we'd have a go. So we chose the name. Then we had another member who helped us put it on Facebook, and we thought, we ain't going to get very far. A couple of days we had 300 people, didn't we? Then we thought, oh, we ain't going to get any further. Then we had snow. Then it went up to about 1,000, and we were jumping around.
It just grew and it flew, and
it's just getting bigger and big.
Non-stop since.
And it's just, it's been amazing, and it just like a brilliant journey with everything we do.
For people who don't know, because obviously you deal with the weather, and someone like me, I don't understand exactly the extent to which what goes on behind the scenes. Give us like a sort of a moment by moment running of a standard day of how you deal with things.
Well, during the day we have a full forecast that goes up once a day, every day. We use followers' photographs, which is wonderful, that we watermark them for our posts that go up to make it look a bit brighter and a bit happier. We also have 2 updates, one in the morning, one in the evening, in case there's been any changes to the initial weather forecast.
Of course.
But on top of that,
tide times.
we
Goes
do.
up at
We
5.
have tide.
Oh wow! Okay.
Tide times every morning. We have pollen
That goes
and
up
UV.
that's in the mornings as well.
Um,
Then there's a small break.
yeah, and what's next?
World weather normally
weather.
then goes up through the day, but it all depends on the weather. If we have lots of rain, then we're constantly with the radars and keeping people to know what's coming in.
Keeping them updated on what's coming in, you know, because somewhere like this, it's going to hit you here first.
Yeah, especially if you get the winds are quite strong. And
yeah.
then we're constantly looking ahead of weather. Like now we're thinking about like, do we need to put out a weather warning for hot weather?
For this weekend.
The high UV levels. But then we have to have our own ones when it's raining, windy. So we're constantly looking ahead with weather as well. And people really rely on us more than what we initially thought, didn't we, now?
Yeah. And together with the posts that we put on, we have followers who comment back to us and ask us questions. So each and every one of those questions and comments get answered by a member of our team.
So it's a constant battle to keep up with everything, and the demand for just, well, it could be anything I can imagine people are asking.
Yes.
What's the weirdest sort of thing people have asked? The most wonderful things people have asked?
I think the brilliant one we had was a couple of years ago, that lady in Darwin, in Australia.
Yes.
They had a cyclone, and we put it up on our Facebook. She messaged our page and said, I'm going to ask you something strange. I know you're in Cornwall, England,
in the UK.
and I'm in Darwin. She goes, do you know if this is going to actually hit us?
Oh, wow.
So I've done all my studying. They're now evacuating people. And I said, look, personally, stay where you are. It's not going to come with you. I took a big risk. Stay where you are. It's not going to, you're going to get strong winds. You're going to get 50, 70 mile an hour winds. You're going to get a lot of rain, but you're going to be all right. So she stayed. Everyone else went, and I was thinking, oh, she stayed put, and they were right, weren't they?
Yeah,
they actually,
absolutely perfect. She's glad she stayed.
We've had
similar ones in America with, I think it was Hurricane Michael.
Yeah.
And they were on holiday from the UK, and they were being told to leave, and asked us our opinion. We advised them, yes, you do need to leave, and it did hit.
Yeah, it was full on category 4, wasn't it?
Hurricane,
5.
yeah.
Wow.
We've had something in Mexico as well. We've had quite a few from around the world as well. I mean, we cover Cornwall on a daily basis.
Yes, but we do.
But if anybody asks anything,
we do cover it a lot for it.
We
do get
cover it.
some strange requests, like you said, why is it not raining here, but it's raining there, but your maps show and it's raining, but it's not. And we're like, well, sometimes if it's warm, rain will not touch the ground. It comes halfway down and it evaporates, but on the radars. But this time of year as well, you can look on the radars and it'll go light blue and it's actually flying ants.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is real. It is real that you can get ants.
Like the radar will
show up on
you
rain radars.
You get patches of blue everywhere and it's flying ants. It's not actually raining.
Well, it just gives me another reason to stay inside, to be honest with you.
No, you need to be out in this. You can't beat this glorious view. I mean,
it's absolutely beautiful.
So I think what started as a hobby is now like a full-time job.
It is a full-time job because we also cover travel in Cornwall. Well, we try our best because we're quite short on team members.
How many of you are there at the moment?
At the moment, we've got there's myself and Dave. Dave's the main founder. We've got Jane, who's on the Isles of Scilly that you see.
Of course,
comes into Chaos with you on the TV on a Tuesday. She's absolutely fab. She is. We have Penny, but unfortunately she's held up in Bristol with her son, who's poorly in hospital, but getting better.
Good,
a lot better.
Now.
Amy, who's in Helston, she's absolutely amazing as well. And Dave has trained her up on forecasting, and she's the lady who does our updates for us. And she'll be watching the page for us today because she couldn't make it here with us, unfortunately. And then we have a couple of others who work full time. We have David, who works for Skinners, that you'll probably know from Mixcloud.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does comment quite a bit, and his daughter Esme.
Oh, that's my mum's name.
She sort of puts us in our place quite a lot, and I expect she'll be working with us one day. And Jess, yes, the young lady who's getting married in a few weeks' time.
Ah, congratulations.
He's in the Navy, isn't he?
He's in the Navy, and he's, is it Navy?
Yeah, he's currently away, isn't he?
And we have Andrew, who works at Newquay Airport.
Yeah, he works
Wow.
in air traffic control.
Air traffic control.
So you've got a fair team there. Would you say you're growing as a team?
It is so hard to find team members. The problem we have is that people can't, they don't commit, or they can't commit to the amount of time that it actually does take.
We do find as well that they'll join now when the weather's calm and it's not as bad. But as soon as you start getting to September time, then you can get their ex-hurricanes coming and you get all the different weathers. They sort of leave rather quickly because it really does get hands-on, busy.
It is busy.
Watching
it can
everything, the page is constantly updated, and then they decide, no, that's it, we're really starting to do it.
Sort of links back to what we were saying about how people don't understand what there really is to do in the day-to-day running of what you guys do.
Yeah.
But it's lovely to sort of get an insight into it all.
It's hard work.
I can imagine. I'm definitely going to have a larger respect now for the things you guys do, because I've been one of those people who's just sort of sat there and thought, it's just the weather. Oh, and a bit of tide. But once you start thinking about it, it's and this, and this, and
Yeah.
this,
And then it's
and
transferring it to all the other social media platforms as well.
Indeed.
You know, it's and editing things and making sure the right people are seeing the right things. And we're learning all the time as well. And this is all voluntary.
Yeah, all voluntary.
We don't get paid for this, but you never know.
You never
Future.
know, one day we're hoping to try.
Got that age-old question for you, where I ask, in 10 years' time, where would you like to be? Where do you see the Kernow Weather Team sort of going towards, man? What's the sort of future plans you have?
We've had a lot of help from positive people at the moment, getting us on courses and getting us on a lot of certificates, haven't we? In business courses, weather courses, online courses, and we're trying to get community funding.
Okay.
So we can try and get paid for what we do.
Yeah.
That's our aim to be, like, sort of paid for what we do and do a bigger community-wide area as well.
Because we're putting a lot into the community, so who else to help us? But somebody from funding that we can be putting back out into that community again. I mean, there's so much more that we've ideas, so many more ideas that we've got that we're going to keep under wraps for now.
Right.
But
maybe
if the right people come along to help us, then maybe you could see the world's our oyster. I mean, look.
Yeah, there is one I can let
Cornwall,
know.
at least this bit is.
You do see a lot on TV that people document a hurricane does this, tornado does this, but I would actually like to travel to where they've been, but afterwards how they rebuild, why they live, why they actually live in areas what's going to be hit by hurricanes and tornadoes, and try and stay with a family when they rebuild, then go back 6 months later and see how they all rebuild.
That's your dream.
That's one of my biggest dreams. Yeah.
Incredible. That's absolutely brilliant. Well, you've heard it there, folks. If you know anyone or somebody who could help out with this, maybe give us a call. Give the Kernow Weather Team a call. You never know. But thank you very much, guys, for giving us sort of a bigger understanding now of what you do. And fingers crossed, you can keep going to where you're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Dave.
I'm Hannah.
And we're from the Kernow Weather Team.
You can catch us every Tuesday on Chaos TV.